You're having a ton of fun in a hunt with a friend and the monster is almost defeated. Then, the blue icon appears indicating that the monster is ready for capture. You want to capture the monster, but your friend says you get better rewards from killing the monster. You're pretty sure you get better rewards from capturing. Who's right? In this video, we're going to break down when you should kill and when you should capture. I did all the math, so you don't have to. Before we get into the math, there's a few things I want to point out. First, if there's a specific part that you need, you should check the Hunter Journal and find out if you should capture or carve for that specific part. But if you are not going for any specific parts and just looking to get materials for melding, we can use math to determine which method, capturing or carving, will yield more results. It's also worth noting that when you capture a monster, the quest ends quicker. In my calculations, I did not take time into account. Everybody hunts at different speeds, so there's no way that I could create something that's accurate for everyone. Finally, if a monster is being killed rather than captured, that gives you more time to damage the monster, which means more opportunities to break parts, leading to greater rewards. There's a lot of misinformation on the internet about whether you should capture or carve. Back in Monster Hunter World, everybody captured pretty much every hunt, except for the Elder Dragons. Some people are under the impression that in Rise you get more rewards for capturing. This is not the case. Some people are under the impression that in Rise you get 3 carves per hunt and 3 capture rewards. This is also incorrect. To test and see how many rewards I got per hunt, I fought 20 Great Azuchi. This was a very easy hunt that I could do in less than a minute, so it was the perfect way to test. I captured 10 and I killed 10. What I noticed was that in every kill hunt, I was able to carve exactly 3 times. That was expected. But I noticed that when capturing the Azuchi, the number of capture rewards varied between 2 and 3 rewards. All the people on the internet were saying you get exactly 3 rewards were wrong. I wasn't able to find any official documentation from Capcom about exactly how many capture rewards you get, but on average it appears to be just over 2.5. This falls in line with statistics I was given for the older Monster Hunter games, where capturing a monster guarantees 2 rewards and gives you a 2 in 3 chance of getting a 3rd reward. So going forward, I'm making the assumption that capturing a monster gives 2 and 2/3 rewards on average. I then hunted Magnamalo several times to make sure the pattern remained the same. Again, I saw an average of around 2 and 2/3 rewards per capture, and I was always getting exactly 3 carves. Great. Now that we know how many rewards we can expect, it's time to look into the quality of these rewards. I pulled out my Hunter's Journal and went to work making a spreadsheet of all the rewards for capturing and carving. This took a few hours. With my completed spreadsheet, I was able to calculate the average value of a carve and the average value of a capture reward. Then I was able to multiply the capture reward value by 2 and 2/3 to get the total average value of a capture. For carves, I multiplied the carve reward value by 3 to get the total average value of a kill. But when carving, there is a way to get a 4th carve. Since this is a Dongo skill and completely controllable by the player, I decided to calculate this value separately. Now I had the complete average capture and kill rewards for each monster, and what I saw I did not expect. Let's break it down. For HR4 monsters, the parts mostly cannot be melted. If you are farming HR4 monsters for parts to use in melding, I would recommend moving to a higher HR. Let's get started with the HR5 monsters. For Volvidon, when capturing the monster, the average melding point value of the extra rewards is 52. When you carve 3 times, the average value is 62.7, and when you carve 4 times, the average value is 83.6. This means it is always better to kill a Volvidon. For the Royal Ludroth, we have a capture value of 36.8, a 3 carve value of 56.4, and a 4 carve value of 75.2. This means again with the Ludroth, it's better to always kill. When we look at the Barroth, we have a capture value of 75, a carve value with 3 carves of 92, and a carve value of 4 carves with 123. We're starting to get to some big differences here. For Bishaten, we see a capture value of 76.5, but if we carve 3 times, we drop to a value of 57.9. If we get that 4th carve, we are slightly higher at 77.2. So what this means is that for Bishaten, if you capture, that's better than getting 3 carves, but if you can get 4 carves, it's slightly better. If we look at Puke Puke, we see the capture value is 65.7, while the 3 carve value is 63.9. These numbers are very close. But if we look at the 4th carve value, it edges out the capture value, which means if you can get a 4th carve, it is better than a capture, but if you've only got 3 carves, the capture is better. For Juratotis, we have a capture value of 74, we drop down to a 3 carve value of 68.85, but if we get that 4th capture, it is better with a 91.8. On Basarios, it's always better to carve. For a capture value, we've got 57, a 3 carve value of 66.3, and a 4 carve value of 88.4. For Rathian, we've got a capture value of 47.73, a 3-carve value of 51.15, and a 4-carve value of 68.2. That means it's slightly better to always kill your Rathians. For Somnicanth, the capture value and the 3-carve value are very close. The 3-carve value slightly edges out the capture value, with 91.8 for the 3-carve and 89.6 for the capture. The 4-carve value is miles ahead at 122.4. Bariath is one of the ones where you always want to kill it. The capture value is 65.6, 3-carve of 79.05, and a 4-carve value of 105.4. With Tobi Kadachi, whip out those pitfall traps. Got a capture value of 96.2 versus a 3-carve value of 81.4. For the 4-carve value, we've got 108.6, so again, if you can get that 4th carve, it's going to be worth it. For Anjanath, the capture value is at 89.3 with a 3-carve value at 95.7 and a 4-carve value of 127.6. This means you should always kill your Anjanaths. For Nargacuga, it's way better to kill. At a capture value of 77.46 versus a 3-carve value of a 91.5 and a 4-carve value of 122. With Mizutsune, it's slightly better to kill. You've got a capture value of 86.1, a 3-carve value of 90, and a 4-carve value of 120. When it comes to Rathalos, you want to kill. You've got a capture value of 70.53 versus a 3-carve value of 81.75 and a 4-carve value of 109. When it comes to Zinogre, it's pretty close between capture and 3 carves. You've got a capture value of 91.2, a 3-carve value of 94.8, and a 4-carve value of 126.4. With Magnamalo, there's a big jump up for carving versus capturing. You've got a capture value of 116.4 versus a 3-carve value of 138 and a 4-carve value of 184. With the Gossherg, it's pretty much the same for a capture versus a 3-carve. 135.8 versus 135.15, those numbers are pretty much identical. If you get that 4th carve though, it jumps up quite a bit to 180.2. For Almudron, it's slightly better to carve. At a capture value of 133 versus a 3-carve value of 140.4 and a 4-carve value of 187.2. For Tigrex, slightly better to kill. Capture value of 123.8 versus a 3-carve of 131.85 with a 4-carve value of 175.8. For Diablos, it looks like you really want to get that kill. The capture value is 86, but if you jump up to a 3-carve value, it's 122.85 with a 4-carve value of 163.8. That means it's almost twice as good to get 4 carves versus a capture. On Rakna Kadaki, it's slightly better to get a kill. The capture value is 111.6 versus a 3-carve value of 118.65 with a 4-carve value of 158.2. For Rajang, it is slightly better to get a capture. Rajang has a capture value of 163.4 versus a 3-carve value of 157.2 and a 4-carve value of 209.6. So if you can get that 4th carve, go for it. With Basilgoose, this is probably one of the biggest spreads we've got. Basilgoose has a capture value of 166.1, but a 3-carve value way ahead of it at 208.5 and a 4-carve value of 278. It's probably not worth it to capture your Basilgeese. Now, one thing that I do want to point out is that to meld a talisman, it takes 150 points. Even in the case of the greatest jump with Basilgoose, if you look at the capture versus the 4-carve reward, that's only 111 points difference. That means that's not even one talisman meld. So keep in mind that even though in a lot of these cases the numbers are greater if you get a kill versus a capture, a lot of the times that capture is going to be much quicker. You don't have to deal with a 60-second end quest timer at the end of the mission, and you're going to wind up capturing it about 30 seconds to a minute faster than you would probably wind up killing it on average. So when it comes down to these numbers, even though in almost all of these cases, carving does give you greater point values, I have always captured monsters, and I'm probably going to continue to do so. And that could just be because I came from World and I captured all the time in World. It could also be because I do a lot of RTA speedruns, and you can find those videos on this channel. And in those cases, you definitely always want to capture to get through it quicker. But to me, the 40 seconds of sitting there after a hunt where I can't really do anything, it's just too much for me. I like to go into my games, I like to play my games. I don't like the 40 seconds of downtime where I can't really do anything. So to me, I think I'm going to continue capturing pretty much everything, even with Basilgoose. So there's the raw numbers. You can do what you want with these numbers. Going forward, are you going to capture or carve? Or maybe now, are you going to do it on a case-by-case basis per monster? Let me know what your plans are in the comments. And thank you everybody for watching. And if you're interested in this content, please subscribe to the channel. I produce a lot of Monster Hunter content as well as Mario Maker. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.